Alright, shalom, shalom. It is the PM, almost 5 p.m. to be specific, and it's been a long ass day. But it is upon my spirit to get on here and give you a little bit of work. Um, man, I did plan on trying to get on here yesterday, but it did not work out that way. I had to go to the store yesterday too, and I had a lot going on, bro. Um, Long story short, I had to replace a phone. Um, it's just crazy, bro. I'm gonna have to update y'all on my life a little bit later, cause it's really upon my spirit to literally jump in and just give you this work, okay? Cause I ain't got a lot of time, bro. I have not ate nothing today, but it's like I said, it's upon my spirit to give you this work. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it. Gonna go over here and bear with me because my computer is being super slow, bro. Try not to talk too much about my life, man, but it's what I'm dealing with. Is still frozen, so give me a moment. I gotta wait, so you guys have to wait. I'm sorry. It is what it is, people. I've been dealing with this slow PC for a long time. Trying to do what it do. Let's get it. They had successfully erased who we were as the indigenous seed of this land. We have been thoroughly reclassified, relabeled, re-stigmatized, time and time and time again. they have been teaching us in their school systems. All right, they had their educational institutions established. All right, so they were able to keep their stronghold. All right, they were able to force us to lay our bodies as the ground. All right, hold on a second. Going a little bit too fast because we got to go over this. This ain't no hate. Like, why would you people claim that we are the ones that are hateful when we are the ones who were forcefully reclassified by the very nations who came and invaded the lands in which we were dwelling? I mean, literally, just came over to another people's dwelling place and take over by brute force, raping, robbing, murdering, literally just taking for yourself whatever you want, and then enslaving the people of the land. One second. Um, so when you enslave the people of the land and you make these people work for the colonizers, okay? Um, that's a prisoner of war. When to this day, we still have to pay the colonizer in order to live our lives upon this land. But this is the land of my forefathers. This is the land of my bloodline, my ancestral land. And my people were here before any Indo-European or any other nation. This land over here is the set apart land, is the fourth part of the earth. It is the covenant land, the biblical land. And the people of the land has been risen by way of the Spirit. And we've been instructed to speak this living word via the Spirit of truth. And it's for those who can receive the reproof via the Spirit of truth. In order to receive the reproof via the Spirit of truth, you must humble yourself like a child. One second. Alright, I gotta get a drink. See, I'm not telling anyone anything that I had not done first. Okay? Because the word that I'm giving you ain't my word. It's not my word. I received the word via the Spirit of truth. And the Spirit of truth comes to bring reproof. Lets you know what your transgression is. And it's only those who will humble themselves and accept that reproof, becoming aware of their transgression and choosing with their free agency to not do the transgression, to repent for the transgression and refrain from repeating the transgression, okay, is those who apply the living word to their life, okay? The word via the Spirit of truth is living, and it is from beginning to the end. There is no deviation. It all extends to divine love. Anything contrary to divine love is a falsehood, is a lie, is a manipulation, is deceit. It comes from the adversary, masquerading as an angel of light. Okay? So the only way that you're going to get the Spirit of truth is to apply the truth to your life and live it. You don't have to get it from a mortal man. The only reason that you will have to get it these days from a mortal man is because most people's conscience is seared. That's I could not be more honest than to put it that way, okay? Like, people are not even thinking for themselves. They are allowing other people to think and dictate their life. They're comfortable and they're complacent in a satanic ass system that has taken every single one of their freedoms. You must bow down and worship the God of money in order to enjoy your life in this world. In this reality. But why is that? When this is an abundant land. And this land was full of gold and precious jewels that was plundered. The land over here in the fourth part of the earth, the colonizers just pillaged, they raped and robbed and they murdered. They even stole the heritage and the inheritance of the true indigenous people, and then had the balls to reclassify us. So let's get into it a little bit. Alright, so this comes from a book entitled The Red Road. reclassified as African. I'll put that there. Alright. So, in practice, English colonists continued to coerce Indian labor regardless of the law. Meanwhile, those Indians enmeshed in slavery and servitude, the unfree margin of an already subaltern group, found their status eroded further by mid-century as many became classified as Africans, which stripped them of protections that Indians enjoyed in law. See, when the Indo-Europeans came over here, they began classifying people based upon skin color, based upon the shade. So the lighter you were, the more favor you got. And the darker you were, the more you were just casted as nothing. The more you were treated as just property. All right? Even within our community, this is a weapon that they used against us and caused our people to begin to do this amongst one another. I grew up in this. I seen it throughout my whole life. I witnessed it. How my brother was picked on literally for the color of his skin because he was so light. He was considered high yellow. My flesh and blood brother, we have the same mother and the same father. But my brother is very, very light skinned. Almost as if he's mixed. They will separate the people of this land according to skin color, skin shade. The Indo-Europeans did this. They implemented this. Right? No. Colonial remains reclassified as African Americans. Smithsonian Institution scientists have discovered that 4 skeletons dug up decades ago at colonial Jamestown are amongst the oldest known remains of African Americans. The bones, thought to date between 1650 and 1700, were originally classified as American Indian. Indians were present at Jamestown, the first successful English settlement in the New World. And they call it the New World, but it's not the New World. It was new to them, though, because for a period of time they were not allowed over here to these lands. And it's going to go back to that. This land is Holy Land. And there's a certain covenant that you have to keep in order to stay upon these lands over here in the fourth part of the earth, especially in North America. Sorry about that. Let's see. And call it the New World. From its founding in 1607. Africans may have arrived as early as 1619. See, that's what they say. But see, they told this in reverse. Yes, they were taking some of us from the islands. Like, let's get a map, bro. Hold on a second. Bear with me. Because there's these islands that they were shipping us from the islands to North America, and sometimes from North America to the islands, and sometimes, certain parts of North America to other parts. Like, bro, they would. Let me see if I can get this. This is a little bit better. So you see these little islands here, all right, Caribbean and whatnot, all right. They were taking us from here and putting us here. So yeah, we came on slave ships, all right. But that doesn't necessarily mean we came from Africa. If we were dwelling here, which we were, all right, I have much proof of this, okay? We were on these lands, okay? So when the Indo-Europeans came over, they were raping, robbing, murdering, pillaging, plundering, all of these things, and taking us aboard their ships and taking us over here, just literally selling us off from here. All right, because you got to keep in mind this ocean current here in the North Atlantic Ocean is going away. Okay, it's going away from here. So there ain't no way they could have came over here and went through here. Ain't no way, because the ocean current, there's a geyser, there's a huge geyser in the middle of this ocean, and there's creatures within these many waters that protect these lands. All right, I'm telling you the absolute truth. Okay, and you can go do your own due diligence. Go do your own research. These people been lying to you. Okay? I'm here to tell you the truth. All right? Why do you think it's okay for so-called African Americans to never be restored? It's absolutely insane the amount of hate we get. Why we get so much hate? What is it about us that you literally detest? You hate the fact that we had these lands. You covet our land. And you've had your time, nations. You get to trotting down these lands and push us to the ghettos. And scorn us. Mistreat us. Show us your disgust. Show us your hatred. Just today I heard the word nigger on a bus from a European. Yes, he was agitated because I spoke up and spoke this truth by the way of the Spirit on the bus. How this is our ancestral land, and how all nations flocked over here and has not gave a damn about the indigenous people who were reclassified as African Americans. Because he tried to bring up the Native Americans, and I said, oh, no, sir. Those are the replacement. Because he was like, no, the Native Americans, they got casinos. That's why I said, no, sir. They are the replacement. The true American Indians, we were reclassified. And that's what we're going over right now. Okay? All nations flocked over here. Okay? You're going to have to renew your mind. We did not come over here to these lands on slave ships from Africa. They moved us around from different places. Some of us were dwelling up here. We were all in these lands. Okay? But they didn't overtake these lands until way later. All right, early on, they were in these lands here. All right, and then they finally got over here. All right, they Soto and whatnot was colonizing these lands. Okay, and all these other Indo-Europeans just started coming over here and colonizing. All right. And then they just opened up these lands to all nations to come live the American dream. All right? Trotting down the original people that were already living here. How is it racist for us to speak this truth? This is what happened. We don't come from some place in Africa. Now, I'm not saying that some of my people did not choose to dwell in Africa. There are some places in Africa with all four seasons. So any of the places that's all four seasons, that's Shem's land. That was Shem's allotment, where Shem could choose, hey, I want to dwell here. All right, that is an inheritance. All right, so ain't nobody saying that none of us was in Africa. All right, I think a lot of people misunderstand me. I'm saying the majority of our people were right here in these lands, because this land here is the land of Shem, aka the land of Canaan. Okay? Now, I'm not trying to go too much deeper on this part, bro. I want to hone in on this reclassification. Okay? Now, they call it the New World because it was new to them. All right? Founding it because they found it. They found us here. Okay? In 1607. So they said that the Africans may have arrived as early as 1619, but again, they were taking us from the other islands and reclassifying us as African. Okay? Because they coveted the land. Even in Hawaii and Cuba and all of these places, Brazil, all of these places, okay? All the places that, people pay a pretty penny to go vacation in. Okay? They've been making money off of the lands that we were dwelling upon. And you want to claim that we are not a commodity? You literally took over our dwelling places. And you forced us to work for a living, paying the colonizer. This is real. So you want to call me crazy. You want to call me arrogant. But it's you that's going to have to humble yourself like a child and unlearn the indoctrination. How come we have to accept the colonizer's history? Did the Jewish people have to accept history from the Germans' point of view? Wouldn't that be unfair? How come we are forced to accept the Europeans' version of our history? How come we can't say who we are? How come we can't claim our heritage? How come it's such a problem that we are standing up claiming our true inheritance? But this is biblical prophecy. Yeah, it's biblical prophecy that we will be doing this. Until now, scientists knew of only one other so-called black person skeleton of comparable antiquity in the United States. A man whose remains were found years ago at Pawtuxet Point, Maryland. I think that's Maryland anyway. Alright, so don't need that one. Now, this is another book. It's from Indian Colonization in America. Alright? From Indian Colonization in America. You can go look up the book, okay? I took the screenshot. And I happened to write down the name of the book. 1 second. There were many paths to enslavement. Capture in raids was but one path. Within European colonies, where natives lived under difficult circumstances, as the scripture declared we would be in, Okay, because this is the tribulation of Jacob's trouble. Okay, Jacob has been in trouble with the nations upon his land. Okay, the land that was allotted to us as for our inheritance. But we've been living under difficult circumstances. They could be enslaved through a variety of means. Mission Indians in Florida, the Southwest, and elsewhere in the Spanish Empire often were forced to work against their will with little or no monetary compensation. In New England, courts forced Native Americans found guilty of minor crimes into a lifetime of servitude. They found a way to do that today. Yes, their private prison industry. That's a lucrative business. And they're not righteous. The prison guards, the warden, they're not treating the prisoners, they're not doing righteously by the prisoners. They're extremely wicked, wholly evil. But these people are up under their subjection, up under their rule. And they use their authority to abuse and torture, humiliate. Do you think that this comes from a benevolent God? Or would it come from the adversary? Why do you think that a benevolent God would establish such a society? See, a benevolent God would allow it, but only for a period of time. And there would be prophecies that would be spoken in each time interval, giving the people a divine opportunity to humble themselves and change their heart before great destruction. But for the most part, the people never listen. The people are puffed up in their pride and their arrogance. This time, because we're at the end, because wickedness has been allowed to just run rampant for so long, and for so long they've been saying we at the end, repent, for the time is short. All the while wickedness just running rampant. I ain't gonna argue with that. You're exactly right. But where was the righteousness back then? Can you find it? But there's righteousness here now, though, right? See, just because you people want to ignore the righteousness that's upon the earth today doesn't mean there ain't no righteous upon the earth. And for our sake, time's up for the wicked. Time's up for evil. Therefore, we have been awakened to speak these warnings to you, to give you a chance, to give you a divine opportunity to humble yourself. You're going to have to humble yourself in order to accept the reproof via the Spirit of truth. That's the only way you're going to be able to accept the reproof, people. If you refuse to subdue your ego, then you're blocking your blessing. Your blessing is to receive the reproof via the Spirit of truth. For that way, you'll be able to come up under the umbrella of protection. See, my God is benevolent, but it's going to take some work on your behalf because you have free agency, and he ain't going to force his spirit upon you. You have to receive his spirit. And in order to receive his spirit, you have to receive his reproof. Because wickedness cannot be in the face of the living God. Okay? Evil cannot be in the presence of the living God. All right? You have to have a childlike heart. You have to have a repentant heart. You have to be remorseful over your transgressions. You people are so self-righteous. You think you can hold on to all your dogmatic belief systems and approach the Most High, the all-benevolence, like you know everything, and you refuse to accept any of his reproof. None of it. You're self-righteous. You think you already know. You think you're already saved. You think it's blood that saves you. You are in a strong delusion. That's a dogmatic belief system, people. But it ain't no dogmatic belief system that you're going to reap what you sow. I ain't no dogmatic belief system that there is a great cataclysmic event on the horizon and many people are going to be destroyed. That just is what it is. That's prophecy. And that's what's coming. The wicked is about to be dealt with. Evil is not all powerful. You only think that it is because it's been allowed to run rampant all of this time. But again, there has not been righteousness upon earth until he awakened his people within the land of our captivity. Well, this happened in 2017? Okay? Pretty much all of us had heard that we were Israel by 2019 because they had us on the mainstream media. You know who we are. Natives could also be enslaved for debt or reclassified as Africans and enslaved in places. It cuts off here. Okay, they were selling us from here. All right, because again, on that map I showed you the ocean currents. I showed you the ocean currents on that map. Now, this is what the Indo-Europeans came up with. Okay, they wanted to kill the Indian, but save the man. All right, so this is why they had their boarding schools and all of that. All right? Our goal is to kill the Indian in order to save the man because they wanted slaves. Okay? They wanted slaves. Physical slaves as well as mental slaves. Okay? They tell you in their own words. All right? What's his name said? I don't want a nation of workers. I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. Hold on. Bro, I ain't trying to... I talked so much, bro. Hold on. Oh, goodness sakes. I talk too much. Bro, I'll be trying to... Hurry. My goodness. The aim of public education is not to spread enlightenment at all. It is simply to reduce as many individuals as possible to the same safe level, to breed and train a standardized citizenry, to put down dissent and originality. Okay? This is a foreigner. All right, that is an Indo-European foreigner. This one as well. Okay, I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. Okay, this is what they forced upon the indigenous people, whom they reclassified as African. Okay, killing the Indian but saving the men. Okay, hold on here. One also has to be cautious when insisting on the African origins of slave names, such as Hagar and Lazy and all of that. Alright, I'm not going to go through all of this. In these instances, they probably did not have any hidden meaning, and those Negroes who were Indians were not trying consciously or subconsciously to perpetrate an African heritage. Alright? So you can clearly see there's many different records. Do I have the I don't have the name of this book. All right. So it was a screenshot that I took. I'm a collector of information, and I line these receipts up, okay? So you can clearly see, this reclassification going on, all right? They reclassified us, all right, to Negroes, from Indians to Negroes to black to African American, colored, all of these things. They kept reclassifying us. Well, we are the people who are known as proverbs and bywords and all of these things. Every single thing but who we are. So you can take some screenshots and go through it, people. I gotta hurry up, okay? Now, in 1921, Virginia Census Director Walter Ashby Plecker, another European. Okay, so how am I hateful? I didn't do this to any other nation. I didn't invade a nation's land. My people did not invade a nation's land and just reclassify the indigenous people of that nation, all right, and just reclassify them whatever I want to classify them as, and just perpetually like, bro, we didn't do that. Okay, this has been done to us. So please stop calling us racist. Please stop calling us hateful, because you guys, your time is up for gaslighting us. We have a right to be free. We have a right to not live our life in fear of oppression and tyranny. All right, constantly, being afraid when police get behind us. All right, or when you're secure at home in your own apartment or home, and police just come shoot you dead. Okay, like, this has happened to our people a lot, and the world has been desensitized. Okay, so please stop calling us racist. Please stop calling us hateful. All we want is to dwell in peace. All right, yes. Dwell in peace, and we want back what we had before we were invaded. That includes our inheritance. That includes our heritage. We don't have to accept your stigma and your label. We don't have to accept what the hell you people choose to call us. We don't have to accept what you choose to label us. All right? We are not your pets. Okay? I have my God-given right to think for myself. I have a conscience. Okay? So I don't need you to think for me. I follow a higher power than the ideology upon this earth. All right? So most people live a Eurocentric reality. All right? Well, they're forced to. And they're forced to accept this reality as if it's normality. Okay? I don't have to accept your reality as normality. I'm only being forced to live in it for now. But I'm going to be delivered. And any who choose to cleave unto the children of light, who is actually demonstrating the eternal laws of love and life and all things good. I'm even keeping the fruit of the spirit of chastity. Okay? I have the fruit of the spirit of long suffering. All right? So it's these things that my God cares about. See, I'm pleasing to the God of benevolence. I'm pleasing unto that God. All right? So because I'm pleasing unto that God is hearing my cry. That God is hearing my prayer for deliverance from evil, from oppression, from tyranny, from affliction, from this satanic ass captivity where the whole damn world is forced to bow down and worship the God of money. This dude took it upon himself to reclassify us. He is a developer of Negro and American Indian classification. He declared all Indians were of African heritage. Why? So that they could give away our heritage to someone else who was a foreigner upon these lands, their vassals, whom they were able to pacify them with casinos. All right? Gave them their reservations and these things. Gave them their supposed quote-unquote freedom. Yet they're still second-class citizens to the colonizers. But we are nothing. They gave our heritage to someone else. And even there's a whole lot of Europeans that only had to pay $5 to become Native American. Get on the Dawes Road. They excluded us. So you want to ignore this history. You want to ignore how we got on the bottom of this society. You want to blame it on laziness. You want to say that we're lazy because we don't pull ourselves up enough by our bootstraps. But you literally stole our boots. We ain't got no boots. I literally don't own a pair of boots. So we're just supposed to accept your reality that you imposed upon us. And because we have a problem with this reality that was forced upon us, and we're speaking out about the oppression, we're speaking this truth by the way of the Spirit, you want to classify us as racist. You want to classify us as hateful. Wow. All while you're upon our ancestral land. All arrogant, puffed up in your pride and your arrogance, 'cause you seriously look at us like we're nothing but your property. So they controlled all of this via the system with their laws and their legislations. Helped to initiate the Racial Integrity Act, leading to the purposeful misclassification of thousands of Indians. Just reclassified us, stroke of the pen. You're no longer Indians. You're no longer your tribe. You're African American. You're a Negro. You're colored. Here's another receipt. And I don't know the name of this book either, but it lines up. From the 1670s to the 1680s, during the time of King Philip's War, New England colonies were routinely shipping American Indians to North Africa. You see, you want to call us African, but you were taking us from here and placing us in Africa. all right, as slaves. But when they got to the slave markets, they were all reclassified as, quote, Negro slaves, not Indians. Many American Indians in the 1700s also showed up in Terra Nova, Spain, slave markets, reclassified as Negro slaves, not Indians. This reclassification happened quite often, even during the time of the United States Census. When European colonists got to the Americas, they set out to enslave the indigenous population. Many American Indians became tributaries or POWs, prisoners of war, and soon after rebellion became the order of the day. In 1522, slave rebellions started taking place in Colombia, Panama, Cuba, Mexico, Puerto Rico, all places that were homelands to indigenous black Americans, documented in a book called Black Society in Spanish Florida by Jane Landers. So you can look it up and see if you can cross reference this and verify it before you just cast all of this off as irrelevant and or preposterous. Like that's what people want to say, that it's preposterous that this is our land. It's preposterous that you are the biblical people. It's preposterous that this is the biblical land. All right, now this cuts off. I don't have any more of this, but I do have something about this Lizzie, a 12,000-year-old. Okay, all right, not Lucy. See, they tell you Lucy, but see, they tell you part truths, okay? They only want to tell you part truths. This is a special land, and people know that this is a special land. All right, you gotta quit playing with us. You know it's a special land, okay? Everybody knows it's a special land. This is the blessed land. All right, why you think all nations flocked over here? All right, even when I was on the bus today, and I look around, it's all nations in this land. All right, all nations is represented. I look around in the United States of America, the different businesses that's established. All nations is represented in these lands except for the indigenous people of this land. I ain't got no resentment. I ain't got no hate in my heart. Just because I speak about this, informing you of what happened, does not mean that I hate you. It does not mean that I resent you. It does not mean that I'm jealous of you and your wealth or even your status, because I don't seek for riches and wealth and status and honors of men, none of that. I seek for my freedom and happiness, peace, all right? And these are the things that benevolence wants for me, okay? I worship the benevolent God. All right? So, because these were the things that I was seeking, I wasn't seeking after what the world offers. All right? Hey, if I cared about the money, then I would be spending all my time, energy, and effort earning money because I cared about money and materialistic things. But that is not what I cared about. All right? I cared about something different. Okay? So all my life, I've been demonstrating that I don't care about money. And I was scorned and I was demonized for it. Okay? But it was a reason for it. I don't even know how I got off into that, bro. But I flow by way of the spirit. So, they done lied to you about everything, people. So you can take a screenshot of this, all right? The original definition of American, it's like from 1800s or something, Webster's dictionary, I think. Is a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born here in America. Because it's just automatically assumed now that you guys are Americans. Screw the original Americans that has been made less than second class citizens, been literally put up under this system that's been established upon our ancestral land. And we're just forced to eat shit. Like we're just forced to accept it. That's just life. Life ain't fair. Get over it. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Never mind the fact that you don't care about what this world offers. Never mind the fact that your heart is completely contrary to what this system is enforcing. As you can see here, these people are not Africans. These are tribal members in front of the Museum of Natural History at Roger Williams Park in Providence, Rhode Island, 1920. You would want to call them Negroes or black people or African Americans today. That's what you are calling us. But we are the people that was upon these lands before it was invaded. And if you check out my other two videos, the first two that I did, the day before yesterday, you will have more information about that. You see? Chickahomie Girls, 1918. Valid source, Smithsonian Institute. They might have changed it now. Who knows? Because they hide their hands. They've been hiding their hands. Alright? The real Indians were killed off with the stroke of a pen, replaced with a counterfeit. And we were reclassified as colored, black, African Americans, Negroes, all these things. 1924. Alright? And I think it was like in 1930 they forcefully made us citizens. Alright? 1930 something, they forcefully made us citizens. So it stripped away our indigenous rights and forced us to be up under their subjection perpetually. So anyway, this was known as paper genocide. This is how they used the system to keep us enslaved and diminished, all while the nations turned a blind eye and allowed this to happen to a people. They have pendants in trotting us down. They got statues of them standing on top of us, laying our body as the ground. Alright? They were able to force us to lay our bodies as the ground for them that went over. There was no might in our hands to be born into a freaking world where there is already a system established that you gotta pine after money in order to sustain your damn life. We had no might in our hands to overturn that. We still have no might in our hands to overturn that. The only thing that we could do is pine after money. But to do that, you would be on a perpetual cycle of earning money and paying our oppressors, paying the colonizers. What kind of sense does that make? Hold on a second. It just makes us spin our freaking heels, or spin our wheels on a freaking cycle. Come on, bro. Here he is. Here we go, right here. All right. So this is working jobs for us. All right. Deuteronomy 28:29. Thou shalt grope at noonday. Don't matter what time of day we work. All right. How many hours we work. All right. As the blind gropeth in darkness. All right. Because we have no understanding, no clarity. All right. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt only be oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee. None of the nations care about us. None of the nations care about our circumstances. They don't pity us. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Who shall go aside and ask how you do? Don't care about us. Definitely don't want to restore us. Yeah. We're the people that have been robbed and plundered. We've been put in prison houses, snared in holes, in dungeons, tortured, persecuted, mutilated, skinned alive, eaten alive by dogs. All kinds of horrendous things happen to our people in these lands. Lynched. All of these things. We were for a prey, and none delivereth. For a spoil, and none saith restore. When our God turned his face from us and withdrew his protection, because yes, at a certain time, benevolence will not protect evil, wicked, disobedient people. Okay? We were being in disobedience for a long ass time. And benevolence kept sending energy to get waves and waves of prophets. All right, sending waves and waves of energy to the prophets to come forth and speak to the people and warn the people. Please turn from your iniquity. Please stop shedding blood. You are grieving benevolence. Okay? You're going against divine love. Okay? The earth begins to groan. Therefore, there's earthquakes, there's tsunamis, there's tornadoes, there's forest fires, there's all of these things that begin to ramp up upon earth in order to purge itself of the wickedness. Okay? But people don't want to listen. My people didn't want to listen. So, my God of benevolence was like, okay, you don't want to listen? Well, hear this, oh stiff-necked people. Understand, I'm going to turn my face from you. I'm not going to hear your cries. I'm not going to hear your prayers. But I'm going to allow you into the hands of the worst of the heathen. Let's go ahead and prove this to you, people. See, I flow by way of the Spirit, and these scriptures is upon my spirit. It's imprinted upon my spirit. All right? Ezekiel 7:24. Goodness sakes. Come on. So I want to go here and elaborate. But it has to be read a certain way because the Most High is all good. I do serve a benevolent God. Okay, gotta understand, I do serve a benevolent God, but there is a certain thing entitled the hour of doom, and it's coming for you nations. Okay, whether you believe or not, well, it don't matter what you believe. All right, no, it don't. It does not matter what you believe. All right, and I'm trying to hurry it up. All right, this was the desolation of Israel. Okay, why we went into this captivity. All right, let me scroll on down a little bit more. All right, let me see, because it's gonna repeat itself. All right, you nations, everything that we went through, you nations gonna go through. All right, oh yes. Because he's going to take the cup out of our hand and allow you guys to drink of it. Like we had to drink the dregs, and already you've been drinking the wine. You've been drinking the wine, and it's been delicious. Okay? All while we've been drinking the dregs. All while we've been in this perpetual captivity for centuries. All right? Y'all been getting to eat deliciously. You've been getting to drink the best wine and live the best life. Live your best life. That's what you get. Nations, yes, you have, and to this day I get to see it. All right, just because I speak this living word by the way of the Spirit don't mean I'm jealous of you. See, I know this was your portion. It was your portion that was allotted to you by benevolence. My God allotted it to you, allowed you to come over here and do everything. Okay, allowed your forefathers to come over here, rape, rob, murder, kill, steal, destroy, plunder, pillage, put us up under subjection, allow them all of these laws and legislations to inflict and oppress his people this whole entire time. Allow all you nations to just trample upon us this whole entire time and not give a damn about us. But now guess what? Time's up for not giving a damn about us. Now you're gonna have to show that you care about us. If you want some kind of mercy, if you want some kind of empathy and compassion from the God of benevolence, you're gonna have to show these things, nations. Those of you that got the abundance. This does not apply to the nations that are in poverty, okay? Because there's plenty of them too. All right, so and it also applies to those of our own bloodline. If you got abundance, it doesn't matter what bloodline. This is about your heart. All right, if you have an abundance of resources, it is your duty to look out for the children of light, those that are giving you the clarity and the understanding. By God, you want to care about us now. See, it was all well and fine before, during your blessing, to downtrodden us and treat us any kind of way. But time's up for that. Now you are gonna be judged exactly according to how you treat us. You can choose to have some mercy. You can choose to have some compassion. You can choose to have some empathy. You must show mercy in order to get mercy. All right, it ain't about vain lip service, people. If you got an abundance of resources, it is your duty to look out for his people. Okay, now let's read. All right, because you're going to understand. You putting your trust and faith in your money. Understand. See, because we did it. We did not obey our God. Okay, we were putting our trust and faith in a different God. All right, which is why benevolence turned her face from us and allowed you nations to come over here. Okay, so understand. we ended up throwing we lost all of our gold and all of this. It was no value to us. We could not barter. We couldn't bargain with the nations and say, here, we'll give you this if you be nice to us. No. They literally came over here and just took what they wanted. So all of our gold and silver and all of these things, it was of no use to it. Was used, we were just wearing it, and we used it amongst ourselves. But bruh, what this saying right here, that they will throw their silver into the streets and their gold will seem unclean, their silver and gold cannot save them in a day of wrath, that's like saving our neck from the oppression, from the destruction. Okay, well, see, is exactly what you nations are trusting in today. Okay, you think somehow, some way, you're gonna be able to save yourself by your wealth. You're not. The only smart thing for you to do with your wealth in this moment in time is to bless his people. Because we're blessing you with these oracles by way of the Spirit, whether you accept it or not. Okay? I'm not here to people please. I'm just here to give you this living word via the Spirit of truth, because it ain't my word. All right, now let's continue. All right? So, it ain't gonna save you in the day of the wrath of the Most High, okay? And it's actually the wrath of your own damn wickedness, because there's gonna be a day of reckoning, okay? It's gonna be a day of reckoning. You see, you think evil is all powerful. You think that you have the right to force all humanity to bow down and worship the God of money. And if we don't do what you're dictating to us to do, then you're like root hog or die poor. You're like suffer without it then. You don't love our God of money? Then suffer without it. That's your heart condition. But it's engraved on that money, in God we trust. So you're trying to strong arm the children of light into worshiping your God, worshiping the God of money. But I don't worship that God. And you want to inflict my life with suffering because I don't worship that God. And you're self-righteous about it. You're puffed up in your pride and your arrogance about it. His beautiful ornaments, they transformed into pride and used them to fashion. All right, you guys have done all of this, okay? Everything that we did, you guys have done it as well, okay? Now, hold on, I think I want the KJV too. Yeah. Now, the worst of the heathen is the most wicked nations. Okay? So that's what we have been ruled by. So you wonder why there's so much chaos? You wonder, well, it seems like chaos upon the earth, okay? The children of light understand that it's not really chaos. I mean, it is, but it's not really, because there's still order, all right? It's just higher order that most people are unaware of, okay? But anyway, we've been ruled by these people, okay? That's who's running these governments and all of these things, okay? See, if you were being ruled by righteousness, which this nation claims, okay, all you Christians, like, it's so asinine. You guys are bruh. I'm trying to find a way to rephrase it, okay? Cause I was about to say ridiculously asinine, but bro, it is absolutely crazy. How can you think that you are a righteous nation Okay? The United States corporation is not a righteous nation. All right? This government is not righteous whatsoever. All right? If it was, it would not be oppressing the indigenous people of the land. Okay? It would not be crushing the indigenous people of the land. Okay? Not only that, but it would provide for its citizens. It would not be forcing its citizens to pay them for the privilege to live upon this land. Okay? Now, so I will allow the worst of the heathen to take possession of their houses. I will end the pride of the mighty, and their holy places will be profaned and defiled. Okay? The holy places will be defiled. Okay? Profaned. Alright? This is what happened. Alright? Because we were profaning the holy place. We were profaning what we called the temple of God by shedding blood. Okay? And eating the dead flesh thereof. So we reap what we sow. And we were doing this to the animals who were given into our hands to take care of, to love. All right? Not to mistreat, not to slaughter, not for our food. Okay? Not for clothing. All right? Our people were wicked and refused to turn from the wickedness. Therefore, benevolence had to allow our chastising. And our chastising was these nations that was allotted to come over here when our God turned his face from us. And I just use his because it's easier for me. Okay? It's just something that I'm used to, but I know that is not he, male or female, but both. Okay? Because it's energy. Benevolence is energy. I refer to my God as benevolence. All right? The all benevolent power, the benevolent energy source of love, life, and all things good. Okay? So anyway, I just didn't want people to be turned off because I'm always saying he. All right? I understand that it's, there's no gender or sex to benevolence. All right? So anyway, we were wicked, so it had to be rectified. Okay? We had to be corrected. All right? And in order for us to be corrected, we had to be shown what our transgression was. All right? We weren't hearing the prophets. All the prophets were telling us what our transgression was. Just like we're telling you right now, nations, what the transgression is that you need to humble yourself and repent of, your coldness of heart against the indigenous aboriginal people of all the lands that have been colonized and overrun by the nations. Okay, we're telling you what your transgression is, but you keep blowing us off as if we're irrelevant. Well, my people were doing this in these lands to the prophets. Okay, when the prophets would come speak the living word to the people, they didn't want to hear that. All right, so they stoned the prophets. They killed the prophets. All right. In these days, they just ignore the prophets. Okay. And I don't call myself no prophet, but I'm doing the same thing. I'm warning you people, and I'm giving you the living word of the true and living God. I'm giving you the oracles. I'm letting you know what your transgression is, but you want to continuously ignore it, just like our people back in the day continuously ignored it. And continue to do their wickedness. Continue to freaking shed blood. Continue to just follow in their own way. Continue to believe what they think that they know. Okay? Refuse to renew their mind. Refuse to humble themselves like a child and unlearn what they think they know. To relearn via the spirit of truth. Okay? It's the same thing today. All right? So, Because of that, you nations are about to reap great destruction, because time's up for evil. All right, the children of light have been risen. So anguish is coming. They shall seek peace, but will find none. All right, all of this time we've been in this perpetually. All right, that's why we need deliverance. All right, we've had disaster upon disaster. All right, now you nations are about to have disaster upon disaster. You're already in it. Okay, rumor after rumor. All right, soon you gonna be seeking a vision from a prophet. All right, and instruction from the priest. But we gonna be gone. Okay, when that great cataclysmic, when that great damnation come for you nations that's gonna be here, we not gonna be here. All right, we're gonna be shielded and protected in Goshen, wherever that is. All right, I don't know exactly where it's at. I don't profess to know everything. All I know is he's going to protect his people and all of those that are cleaving unto us. But it's about your heart condition. It's about your actions. It ain't about vain lip service. It ain't about what you confess out your mouth, what you psych yourself out to believe. Okay? The king will mourn. All right? The prince will be clothed with despair, and the hands of the people of the land will tremble. You will be dealt with according to your conduct, according to your deeds. You will be judged by your own standards. Oh my God. That right there is righteous judgment. So exactly how you judge, especially towards his children of light, the ones who he resurrected within the land of our captivity, his obedient ones, according to how you treat us, your own mindset towards us, that's going to determine the level of your judgment. And your destruction is also going to determine the level of your blessing. If you're one of those who are blessed to cleave. That's those of you who are special enough to be able to humble yourselves. Because that is rare these days. It's rare to be able to subdue your ego. Okay? Especially if you're wealthy. Especially you're made to believe that you are God. Okay? Hey, you trusting in your money. What more do you need? You don't need God when you got money, right? We're the biblical people. We're the ones that had our carcass hanging in trees to be meat for the fowls of the air and unto the beasts of the earth. Okay? I got many videos breaking down, showing you in historical records how they use dogs. Books like Dogs of a Conquest I done brung out many times. You just have to go do your due diligence into my channel and check my channel, people, because I've been talking for over an hour. All right? We ain't even really got that far into the audio. All right? We were barely close to 16 minutes in, and we're still in the 16 minute area. All right, like 16:45 or so, and my computer is freaking lagging. And all it is like my mouse is freezing up on me. This is crazy, bruh. All right, so my goodness, 1 second. News and interest running in my task manager, bro. I be doing what I can, to bring this living word, and it's like people just literally they refuse to help because it's me. All right, if it was anyone else, they'd be willing to help them, but because it's me, they ain't got no love for me. Why is that, bro? I'm like, wow. But the Father does take care of his servant. I'm giving, what I need to sustain my life, but I self sacrifice. I self sacrifice so much. Yes, I do. All right, and I accept what the Father give to me, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I have internet now. I'm great, like bro, But I've been out of tobacco. I'm out of herb. Okay, I ain't able to buy a bottle of wine. Okay, like bruh. So, I've been smoking freaking crumbs of tobacco. From there, it will be smoking butts. However, I just seen today that the Father showed love to me on the 4th of November, and I had no idea because this beloved person did not even let me know that they had sent that to me, and I didn't discover it until just a few minutes before I got on here today. All right, $25 sent to my PayPal. All right, so now I have enough to go get tobacco. All right, and maybe a little bit of herb. Tiggy got an extra bag of food, so I was able to get Tiggy his stuff. That's why I didn't have tobacco because I didn't have enough to get that and his food. So the last time I had just enough to get everything that Tiggy needed, his dry food, his treats, his wet food. So I spent all the funds on that and TP. All right. So I had to self-sacrifice my tobacco and my herb. All right. I ain't have enough for that. But now I can go get that with the $25 love donation. You know, there is other things that I need like laundry soap and what else was it? Definitely and cleaning supplies. So it's a laundry soap and cleaning supplies is what I need. I can't really get that with $25. Not everything I need anyway. And I'm a smoker, so I'm gonna get the tobacco. I'm smoking crumbs right now, and it's not pleasant. The true biblical people have had to take a back seat to all nations that overran our land. There's a many verses, many scriptures that talk about this. Hold on. And many nations will overrun the land. Okay, cross references here. Okay, and I think it might be in Joel 2. A nation has come upon my land. Okay, hold on. Yeah. All right. Now, Joel 1:6, for a nation is come up upon my land, strong and without number. Okay? Now, these are nations that came up upon his land over here in the fourth part of the earth. Okay? A nation has come up upon my land, strong and without number. Okay? You came in droves. You came in droves without number. Okay? It came in droves without number. Okay? And all nations have been established, like all nations is established and represented over here in the fourth part of the earth, over here in the United States of America, the corporation that was built on indigenous land. But the indigenous people, they cast it to the ghettos, to the side, like we don't matter. Taught us the colonizers' version of our history and their history. So this nation is strong and without number, whose teeth are the teeth of a lion, and he has the cheek teeth of a great lion. And bro, my computer is tripping. My gosh. All right, now let's connect this. I'm not trying to read all of it. All right, verse 5. But he said, he, notwithstanding our afflictions, we have obtained a land of promise, a land which is choice above all other lands, a land which the Lord our God covenanted with me should be a land for the inheritance of my seed. Yeah, the Lord has covenanted this land unto me and to my children forever, and also all those who should be led out of other countries by the hand of the Most High. Okay? Now, these are the ones that he allotted. All right? Doesn't mean that he led you. He just allotted. Okay, and for a reason. It was for a benevolent reason, not for the malevolent reason that has been allotted all of this time. But he allowed you to reap all these blessings so that you could be a blessing unto his people, not so that you can hoard it all to yourself in selfishness and greed. So if you are of my Father, you have abundance in all of these things, then you will do right by his people. You will look out for his people. You will love his people. You will care about what happened to us. You will want to help us. You will want to uplift us, not tear us down and continue kicking us and mistreating us, joining yourself hand in hand with a beast that's been keeping us prisoners of war. You want to detach yourself from being connected to the beast and oppressing us. And you want to join, cleave unto us by helping us, showing our God that you care about us, that you care about our God. You care about compassion, kindness, mercy, empathy, the fruits of the Spirit, not your money. You're going to have to demonstrate this with your actions, not vain lip service. Wherefore I, Lehi, prophesy according to the workings of the Spirit which is in me, that there shall none come into this land unless they be allowed by the hand of the Most High. That's the only way that you could ever come over here, as if it was allowed. It was allowed by my God for a period of time. Wherefore this land is consecrated unto him whom he shall allow. Yes, allotting you your time for your blessing. And if it so be that they shall serve him according to the commandments which he has given, it shall be a land of liberty unto them. But see, all of this time, he's allotted it to be a land of liberty unto you nations. Okay? All you nations that came over here and you were amazed at the Statue of Liberty and you were amazed at all the architecture, all the art, like everything that was upon it. I ain't got time to go really into detail, but I got all of them receipts too about how y'all were just so impressed when you came over here. The Indo-European was completely flabbergasted at the technology and the architecture, the agriculture, and our lifestyle. Okay, and they became completely jealous and covetous. Okay, so they just began to take for themselves our land and literally created the system and forcefully indoctrinated the children, killed pretty much all of the adults, took the children, freaking forcefully put them in boarding schools and all these things. Bruh, this was systematic. Okay, so just because you don't want to believe that this happened, it don't matter. It did happen. Okay, you can do your due diligence and research this matter. All right, or you can cast it off as if it's irrelevant. All right, but nevertheless, this happened. Okay, so you guys came over here to this promised blessed land, and you literally got to live it up. All right, your time was allotted to you. He allotted to you your time to live your blessing. Okay, it was a land of liberty to you, but it was not a land of liberty to us. All right, we have been in captivity. All right, and some of my people, they only think that they're free because they have money. All right, they've been brainwashed. They don't even know that this is their ancestral land. Okay, for the most part, most of the people that you want to classify as black and African American, see, if they're not one of us, then they will know their heritage, and that's what they will be going by. But if they're classified in this land as black and or African American is on their documents and all of these things, understand we were reclassified. Okay, there's no such thing as black. There's no such thing as African American. These are proverbs and bywords. Okay, so we were reclassified as this. All right, so we're the indigenous people, the American Indians, that were reclassified as African Americans, while all nations got to come over here and live in their blessing. Okay, Revelations talk about this. How you seen our dead bodies laying dead in the street for 3.5 days, 3.5 years, a times, and half a time. And you did not think to bury our bodies. All right, you didn't think to cover our dead bodies. Well, what that means prophetically is you have not restored a people. All right, you have not done the right thing. Okay, you've literally just left a people, laying dead in the street. All right, no care, no compassion. It's compassionate to bury someone that's dead. You wouldn't just leave a dead body just laying there. Is the right thing to do is to bury it. You know that if a people been wronged, okay, if a people been had atrocities done to them, people have had injustices done to them, and you never fix it. You never restore. You never do the right thing by them people. That is equivalent to keeping a dead body just laying there. Like that person who died, they don't even deserve to be buried. So we don't deserve reparations, right? See, that's what your senators say. We don't deserve reparations. None says to restore. None shall pity. But all you nations got to live in liberty, for the most part. I mean, you did have to bow down and worship the God of money, okay? Because, clearly, Satan wants to be worshipped, all right? And he don't play fair, okay? It ain't a fair deal dealing with malevolence, okay? When you deal with malevolence, you gonna get the short end of the stick. So though you got to live in your blessing, yes, you had to earn it. Okay, you had to do it Lucifer's way. All right, so Lucifer says, "Hey, you bow down and worship me enough, then you'll have what you want and what you need. You'll be king. You'll get the status of men if you get lots of money. This is what Satan gives to you. He gives to you your money and your materialistic things. All right. The more you worship him, the more you give of him, your time, your energy, and your effort earning in God we trust. All right. The better life you have in this reality. Okay. So that's how you get to live in your blessing. Because the Gentiles, they glorify and worship the God of money. That's their God. All right? And many of my people been brainwashed into worshiping the Gentiles' God. All right? So the whole damn world thinks it's normal to bow down and worship the God of money by spending all your time, energy, and effort earning money. Okay? So the children of light, though, we ain't got that kind of heart. So we been in captivity, and we know we in captivity. All right? We know we've been oppressed. Okay? We're not living in illusion. All right? We're not the ones like, don't worry, be happy now. Woo, doo, 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 doo. Don't worry. Nah, bruh. We're not the ones, oh, it's a wonderful life and all of these things. Like, bruh, we're in misery. Okay? We are in turmoil. All right? We are constantly enduring a wicked ass world all about money, but don't care about humanity. All right? Wherefore they shall never be brought down into captivity. If so, it shall be because of iniquity. So the reason we went into captivity was because of our iniquity. Now, you nations, you are in captivity already. All humanity and all creation is in captivity, in satanic captivity. You just don't see it. You don't see how economic slavery is. You don't see how earning money is economic slavery. You don't see the prison because it's a prison without bars. Okay? It's a prison without walls. It's a prison without bars. All right? You've been it's been ingrained into you as normal life to earn money in order to live your life. But again, it was the colonizers who established this economic system. So why in the hell do you have to pay criminals to live upon the earth? Okay, this was only allowed for a certain amount of time. The book of Revelations go into great detail about this. Well, it kind of skims over it. Actually, the sealed portion goes into a great detail about it. And I have a lot of videos breaking that down. All right? So anyway, you nations, even though you are already in captivity, now you're going to become aware that you're in captivity. And if you refuse to repent of your transgressions, of all your transgressions, including what you've been complacent with happening to us, because we do matter. Even though you think that we don't matter, we do matter. All right, we do matter. Okay. Um, it, it, you're just gonna have to understand this is gonna happen to you. All right. Yes. If you refuse to repent, it's gonna be that kind of bondage that we were up under. Okay, it's going to be worse for you. All right, and it's not going to be at the hands of the righteous. All right, it's not even going to be in these lands. Okay, and some of you are going to be experiencing hell in the spiritual. All right, because you about to perish. Okay, yeah. If so, it shall be because of iniquity. For if iniquity shall abound, cursed shall be the land for their sakes. But unto the righteous it shall be blessed forever. Now, for a period of time, we were sleeping, okay? But he said he would awaken us in the land of our captivity. All right? I bring this out so many times, bro. Baruch 2:30. And I'm not going to bring all the connections out. Because, bro, this is long and I'm getting hungry, okay? We're going on 7 p.m. And I do plan on continuing this tomorrow. I don't really have anything to do except for going to go get me some smokes tomorrow, okay? Lately, I've been having this, bro. I've been almost for a whole year. I've been having to smoke reds, and I don't like reds. I like lights, but I've been forced to smoke reds because they want to charge, so much more for the light tubes. Hold on. All right, Baruch 2:30. For I knew that they will not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. Okay, this is a prophecy that he would awaken us. All right, for I knew that they will not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Most High, their God. All right, I know my God. My God is benevolence, not the God of this world. Okay, that glorifies money, that gives you money. All right, that to earn by earning it. Okay, that gives you money by earning it. Okay, see, my God is gonna do something different with what the adversary established. All right. So if you are of my God of benevolence, then you would use the resources that the adversary established for righteousness' sake. Okay. Now, continuing with our prophecy, he said he would give us a heart and ears to hear. All right. So that this is connecting to the valley of the dry bones, and I have many videos breaking this down. You're gonna have to do your due diligence on my channel and just go eat, okay? Because all of this fruit of the spirit is on this channel. It's not my fault you people choose to ignore it. All right. It connects to the valley of the dry bones in, I think, is Ezekiel. All right. Ezekiel, was it 32 or 36 or something like that? You can just Google Valley of the Dry Bones, KJV, all right, and read it, okay? And it connects to Revelations chapter 11. All right, I think starting in verse 11. Okay, that I am gonna bring out, because you gotta understand the time that we're living in. All you people that want to take our scripture and call yourself preaching prophecy, or think you got a handle on prophecy, you do not. Okay, actually, you have to start here, all right, because this is talking about all the nations that are upon the promised blessed land. Okay. It also talked, like I was telling you, about our dead bodies laying dead in the street of the great city. All right, spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, where our Lord was crucified. See, you want to believe so bad that he was crucified over there in the so-called Middle East. You're gonna have to renew your mind. I'm sorry if you want to call me crazy. Go ahead, call me crazy. I don't care. I don't care what people think about me. All right, I'm giving you this truth by way of the Spirit. You can keep following what mortal men then taught you. All right. But I didn't show plenty of receipts that this is the true biblical land. All right. I got a book entitled The Messiah in America. All right. I think it's called The Messiah in America. Hold on. Uh, The Messiah in America. One second. I'm not going to bring it out. I'm just going to verify the title of this book. The Messiah in Ancient America. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to show you the cover. Alright? The Messiah in Ancient America. Okay? So just because you want to ignore all of these, other records that, is contrary to the colonizer's point of view, that's on you. Okay? I didn't told you the colonizer didn't lied about everything. Well, they had to in order to take our land and live in their blessing. Okay? So, yes. And, so our dead bodies did lie in the street. You have not restored us. To this day, you don't want to restore us. To this day, you don't want to help us. To this day, you look your nose down upon us and consider us nothing more than your property. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3.5 days, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. All right? And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them. It's a wonderful life. (1946). It was a wonderful life for you guys, but it wasn't no wonderful life for us. This movie shows them in America. They're in America. If I remember right, they were in America. Hold on, let's verify that. California. Okay? You were in California. So yes, you were on this biblical land. Okay? And It's a Wonderful Life. All right? So you remember this movie, It's a Wonderful Life. Okay? Let's look at some images here. All right? So it's been such a wonderful life for you guys. All right? Literally just get to live lavishly. Come over to this blessed promised land, not give a damn about the promised people, all right? Okay, the people of the land. We are the blessed promised people. We're the people to be a blessing unto all nations. Not wickedly. All right, see, right now, you nations are enjoying the blessings of Lucifer. Okay, the blessings that you have, it was allotted by our God. But see, it was done in great wickedness. It was done in great sedition. We looked this word up the other day, not yesterday, but the day before. Okay? We looked up sedition. So when something is done in great sedition, all right, conduct or speech. Hold on, let's get more. I need a better definition. I think there was another definition too, more than just this. Let's see. Come on now. Alright. There was more than one definition, bro. Come on. There's more. Did they do changing on it? Because I brung this out and it was another definition. More than just this. Alright. Inciting people to rebel against authority. Well, see, it was something else too. It was great evil. Okay, when something's done in great evil. All right, when something's done in great wickedness and great crime. Okay. Um, God dang it, bro! Come on. When it's done in great crime. Alright, so you got the way this land was gotten was in great crime. Fucking sakes, bro. Come on. Great sedition. Oh no, you just gonna have to go back and watch the other videos if you hadn't seen them, bro. Cause this is crazy. I know there was another definition, but the lands were gotten in great crime. Um, so how like it was ill-gotten gain. All right, so um, colonization was not righteous. So the lands over here and all the colonized lands, it was not done in righteousness. So because it was not done in righteousness, understand that it's going to come back upon you. And where were we at? Hold on. I gotta find out where we at because I got so much stuff up here, bro. 1 second, I gotta close some stuff out. Cause we were somewhere. 1 second. Cause I know we were here. Okay, here. All right, making merry, and then we were looking up the It's a Wonderful Life. All right, and I was telling you how it depends on how something is done. So these lands were gotten in great crime. Okay, when you look at the papal bulls, you see how these lands were gotten. Okay, it was ill-gotten gain. All right, so therefore it was the blessings of Lucifer. The whole damn system was built upon raping, robbing, murdering, plundering, and keeping us up under subjection. So what is it that you cannot understand, people? You know, you're walking around, it's a wonderful life, it's a wonderful life, you know, and you're not thinking nothing about the indigenous people who are just languishing, you know, as prisoners of war in this land, while you guys are rejoicing over us, making merry, and sending gifts one to another. Okay? Knowing that these two prophets tormented you, dwelling upon the earth. So when you wanted to keep us asleep, you want to keep us diminished. You don't want us like the majority of the people upon the earth today. They are comfortable and complacent in Satan's kingdom. They love Pleasure Island. As long as they have their money, they're happy. All right? They don't care about the suffering of all humanity and all creation. Okay? But this is what my heart is upon my heart constantly, continuously. The suffering, the oppression, the tyranny upon all humanity and all creation. Okay? I can't just ignore that and be complacent with being on a perpetual cycle, earning money, paying my oppressors in order to live my life on these lands. I can't do that. Okay? So, you know, because I can't do that, you want to oppress me even more. You literally want to shut up your bowels of compassion from me. Okay? You're literally saying in your heart, root hog or die poor. But understand, it's going to matter what you do from this point on, people. Because after 3.5 days, the spirit of life from the benevolent God entered into us, and we have stood upon our feet. Okay? Great fear has fell upon nations that are hearing us, standing up in great boldness. Yeah, you know that you are in fear. You may be pretending like you're not fearful, but we know that you're afraid because you are about to lose every single thing that you thought that you were. You are not the pinnacle of great civilization. And all you nations that's been confederate with the worst of the heathen and those who set themselves up in authority, you are in for a rude awakening. You are in for great destruction. All of you of Psalms 83, the confederacy to keep the light hidden. Okay? So that connects to Baruch, people. All right? That connects to Baruch. All right? So I'm not going to stay on here much longer, people. All right? We are the ones that's been robbed and spoiled. All right? None says to restore us. Why is that? You know? You know that you are over here in lush land, okay? You know this is the promised blessed land. You know this is the land of milk and honey. This is the only land where all nations flock to live the American dream. Okay? You flocked over here in droves, packed in these ships like sardines. And then you taught in the school in the school system that we were the ones packed on slave ships like sardines. And you show illustrations, but you can't produce not one real photo of us being packed on these ships like sardines coming to America. But we can find real photos of you guys coming over to these lands. Martin Luther King told us that before the pilgrims came, before any of y'all came over here, we were already here. Before Jefferson's pen etched across the paper, we were already here. So come on, people. You know, my computer tripping, people. So I think I'm about to go ahead and end it. You know, this news and interest keeps popping up. I'll be tired, bro. This is going on 2 hours long. I'm wrapping it up, okay? You guys came over here. You were amazed. Go back and watch the Titanic as well. And how Leonardo DiCaprio and his friend in the beginning of the movie, after they won the card game, and he won the tickets. They won the tickets to come to America, and they like, America, America, we're going to America. We're Americans. We're going to America. They were so excited about coming to America, America, America. But see, you don't want to acknowledge. 1 second. You don't want to acknowledge. 1 second. The original Americans. You don't want to acknowledge us. You don't want to acknowledge that we were princes. You don't want to acknowledge that we were royalty in these lands. You don't want to acknowledge that our lands had gold and all kinds of precious jewels. We were dripped in gold. We were dripped in precious jewels. We were the painters. We were the sculptors. We were the architects. We were the artists. We were all these things in this land. And you want to claim that we're nobodies, that we didn't create anything. This is your mentality. This is from a book entitled Red Road. Since the time of creation, we all know that the Creator made all our features, including skin color. American Indians and African Americans were either called Black Indians or Black Native Americans. Truthfully, the slave trade affected both Native Americans and Africans. They were both combined at one point. They had different relations and intermarriage took place upon survival. American Indians blended with African Americans and were originally kidnapped into slavery. It is important to note that 97% of African Americans are American Indians. The color of our skin, and in the majority of tribes, hair texture, our looks were how we were all identified, either black or American Indians. Or should I say, they labeled us as Negro. In our tribes, we have documents that says who is American Indian and black, or just American Indian, or just Negro. Literally, the word was used. It also states who married who and who was born to who. Okay? Like, I don't know how many receipts we gotta show you guys. Alright? James Baldwin knew to be African American is to be African without any memory and American without any privilege. Alright? And he knew he wasn't African. He was not African. He knew that and he spoke out about it. He said, I am an American. Alright? Here's some statues here. Look at this hair texture. Alright? Late 1700s French bronze sculpture of crouching Native American Indian. Okay? You see this skin complexion? Alright? You cannot refute this. Go ahead and try. It don't matter if you do or not. Let me hurry and try to get this done, bro. See, he allowed you nations to prosper upon the face of this land. Alright? Allowed this land to be protected from other nations. Alright? So even though he turned his face from us, you know, he was allotting you nations to just think that you can just do whatever the hell you want to do. But all your transgressions has been recorded daily. You can find that in the book of Enoch, and I bring that out a lot on my channel, so do your due diligence. Okay? Right? So this is the land of our inheritance, but he allowed it into your hands, nations, for a specific amount of time. All right? Hold on. See? He allowed other nations unto them and allowed you power over us. All right? So, you know, he allowed you nations to take away from us our lands where we were on, and caused he allowed us to be smitten, scattered and smitten. Okay? Yet as one generation passes to another, there shall be bloodsheds and the great visitations among them. Wherefore, my sons, I would that you will remember. Yeah, I would that you will hearken unto my words. Okay, so he was pleading with our people to turn from iniquity, or he was going to allow these nations over here, because he's going to turn his face from us and command all the protection of our land to stand down. Okay, because the protection of our land is the angelic forces. Okay, all the angelic forces, including the ocean life, okay, the animals, all right, the arrow kadashi, all right, everything that has been serving us, okay, and allowing evil to just run rampant, okay, all of that had to stand down at the request of benevolence to allow the worst of the heathen their time. Why? In order to teach us, the ones of the covenant, to not do the things that we were doing. Okay? How will we ever learn not to treat the animals the way that we were treating them if we did not go through the same things that we were doing to the animals? If we did not get treated as an animal, if we did not get slaughtered and eaten as the animals, if we did not get casted as 3/5 of a human being, all of this time, see, all the prophets told us that we were going to go into this tribulation for a long damn time, up under the boot of the worst of the heathen, the Gentile nations, the Greeks, the Romans, and the revived Roman Empire. All of those were the Indo-European nations. Okay? And that's who's been ruling. The last nation that's been ruling, and we were born into this world, their world, that is the revived Roman Empire, people. It's not coming. The mark of the beast is not coming. It's dealing with your mentality when it comes to the economy and your money. Because the great spirit, the benevolent energy source of all things good, did not allow you to get all of that abundance to hoard it to yourself. Selfishness, it grieves benevolence. Like I said in the physical video that I uploaded yesterday. Greed grieves benevolence. It's contrary to benevolence. It's contrary to divine love. So did not allow you to get all of that for your own selfish gain. If you are truly righteous, you will use it for righteousness' sake. That means you will help to ease our suffering. You will help to ease our affliction. You will help us to get up and reclaim our inheritance. You will not join with the system and the beast to keep us away from our heritage. Either way, we're going to get our heritage back, and we're going to get back our inheritance. You're in a valley of decision, whether you're going to choose to be righteous or continue to be wicked. One second. Right. I thought that I had already nations upon my land. Hold on. All right, here. And behold, it is the wisdom that this land should be kept as yet from the knowledge of other nations. For behold, many nations will overrun the land, that there would be no place for an inheritance. All right? Why haven't so-called black people been restored? Because we lost our inheritance. Okay? Our inheritance has been given to other nations. That's why we have not been restored. Because to restore us is to give us back our heritage and our inheritance. Okay? That is this blessed promised land. That is to take your foot off our neck. You are not to be ruling over us. You don't have authority over our scriptures. Okay? You don't have authority over our spirit. You don't have authority over our body. Okay? So, that being said, people, you know, the Father allowed you to have this authority for a certain amount of time. But now we're instructed to speak this word to you and let you know what time you're in. You are in a valley of decision. Okay? Because I let you know who the true biblical people are. And you have every right to continue to hold on to what it is you think you know. But I got many of receipts for days. Okay? So I am to let the world know who I am. Okay? American originals. Okay? If you do your due diligence, you will know that the indigenous Americans, the original Americans, were these people here. Okay? Yes. All right? We have the same culture. All right? Same styles and all of these things. All right? Artifacts and all of these things, the copper colored people. I have receipts for days. So it doesn't matter what the hell you people want to believe. I showed you receipts in books how we were reclassified. Okay? The origins of American slavery. You see the skin tone of these people. You see how they humiliated us and they raped us. They took it upon themselves to just rape the women, the men, and the children. Yes, they did. Okay? Yes, they did. Here's another book here from another book, and I don't know the name of the book, but this you can maybe you can try to find it somewhere. I don't know. American Indians. All right. Page, and I don't know what book it came from. I forget. Well, I don't know if I forget or if I just didn't write down the title, or if I didn't get the title. I don't know. I don't remember. I've had it for a while. All right, it's a screenshot. All right, but American Indians is a description. All right, deep chest. All right, black hair, muscular. All right, Aboriginal of America. All right, general description of the Indian tells us that the Aboriginal of America is tall, straight of stature, and muscular, having coarse black hair, well formed limbs, deep chest, brown or copper colored complexions. All right, head little flat, prominent nose, compressed lips, dark eyes, and possess of a great power of endurance. All right, swarthy. That's not pale skin. That's not white. That's not European looking. Okay. Now they call it us savages too. All right, they call us savages. They classified us as black. All right, and they claim that we're dirty dark red. All right. See. All right, which appears more in Florida, of which Louisiana is a part. All right. So they say this is not our natural complexion. The frequent frictions they use give them this red. All right, but my skin has red in it. All right, I got red in my skin and in my hair. All right, I'm part of the copper colored people. My skin tone is that of a copper colored penny. Okay, the various shades of, a penny. Why you think they made the penny 1 cent? Okay, that's what they think about us. That we're worth nothing but a penny. Oh goodness. All right. And so you can see here we went over the lands, how you find your lands by way of the all four seasons, how you find Shem's land. All right, we're continuously exposed to the smoke in winter, and to the great heats of the sun in summer, and in all seasons to all the inclemenities of the air. All right, because Shem has the lands that are with all four seasons. All right, so I don't know how many times I got to prove this to you people. I got many videos showing you all these receipts. All right, the depiction of an American Indian. Okay, just because you people want to keep ignoring all of these receipts, that's on you. All right, it's on you. Here's another statue. All right, this is in Mexico. Okay, it's showing you the copper colored people with a wide nose. Okay, you see the people. All right. Now you want to keep burying your head in a sin. Okay, all of these statues. All right, showing you the original people. Look at that hair texture. This is not an African. Okay, this is an original indigenous American. Okay, this is who we were. All right, you see these, you see all of this, you see this coin here. All right, bruh, this is who we are. All right, The pictures on the walls don't lie. The colonizer lied. Okay? You need to get this book entitled American Holocaust to understand what happened to the indigenous people in these lands. Okay? For all you nations to be upon these lands all puffed up in your pride and your arrogance, not giving a damn about the indigenous aboriginal people of these lands. See? My great great grandmother is known as ethnicity wise American. My great grandfather, ethnicity American. American definition, originally applied to the aboriginals or copper colored races found here by the Europeans, but now all of a sudden is applied to the descendants of the Europeans that were born here. So here you are, pledging your allegiance to a flag of the United States of American Corporation that's been downtrodden his people this entire time with their manifested destiny, their doctrine of discovery, manifested destiny, never restoring the indigenous people of these lands. So anyway, stay tuned and I will be coming back to give you some more. Hopefully tomorrow. Shalom.